Well, as many of you know, if you've been following the weather, we have a couple of situations, in fact, a few situations going here across the country and also the continent of North America, if you want to include Mexico. And you might be able to spot the two things already. Right here is Hermine, what is left of her, the remnants, not expecting a whole lot after this system just kind of sits here and dissipates. I am Charlotte Weather Ranger meteorologist Mike Griffith. It's about 10:06 on Tuesday evening, September 6, 2016. I almost forgot what day of the week it is there. It happens when you work 12-hour shifts. But right here is the remnants of Hermine. I'm not expecting a whole lot other than just some maybe some choppy, rough surf. But this system is not strengthening, and it's actually probably weakening at this point, and it's not going to do a whole lot more than just sit here and kind of spin and eventually just kind of drift off into the Canadian Maritimes. And we have over here is a hurricane making landfall in the Baja Peninsula of Mexico. Some rough seas and some choppy waters there. This hurricane isn't too strong, but it is throwing some moisture up over the southwest U.S. and up into the panhandle of Texas here. But what I want to focus on is the big story right here, which was snow that was falling up here in western Montana, eastern Idaho. And there, you saw some pictures on my Facebook, on the Charlotte Weather Ranger Facebook page. By the way, you can like Charlotte Weather Ranger at just type in Charlotte Weather Ranger top of your Facebook search bar, and it should be the first one that comes down. There was snow right up in here, and it was Labor Day when we saw the snow up there. And we had also, even before it was September, we had seen snow in the Rockies here in Colorado. That is absolutely incredible and almost unheard of for this time of year. This just really kind of makes you think of what's coming down the pipe next. Because right here, this is actually a trough pattern right here. This is cold air coming out of the Rockies like this in Canada, and actually coming up over like this. You can see it in the clouds right here. This is where the jet stream basically is. Okay, it's like this, and right in here is where all the cold air is, and this is where we've had the snow and the cold. We've even had some snow cover up here in the higher elevation of the Rockies and British Columbia. So what does this early outbreak of snow up here in the western part of our country and in the western part of Africa or Canada, I should say, mean? Wow, I am way off today, folks. And I actually have a latte sitting on my desk right here. You would think that would kind of help me out or lessen my condition. Well, it's been warm in the east here for early September. That's not totally surprising, as temperatures have been above normal. Highs down here in Charlotte, which is where I am living and working, was about 88 today. Not quite 90, but it was sticky enough. It was a early fall day in the south. It's a little warm. It's been hot here in the eastern coast, maybe with the exception of upstate New York and northern New England. Nice little chill in the air in the mornings and evenings up there. Excellent camping weather right now this time of year. But what I want to show you is the cold air spilling out all the way into the panhandle of Texas here, and all the way up into Alaska and the interior Canadian prairies, as this is just a big old spill of cold air coming on the 10th of September. Okay, so this is cold air spilling out once again over the western U.S. and the central U.S., including the Dakotas here. It's going to get chilly. This is 2-meter temperature departure from average on the cool side, or even on the cold side. Probably more snow in the higher elevations of Montana and Wyoming. I believe they all saw snow here. Well, I was talking about it at the beginning of this video, and I also think that they saw snow here. Maybe even parts of eastern Colorado, if you can get enough cold air here. But it's been warmer over here over the desert southwest and the Four Corners. Let's take it ahead into the 10th and the 11th of September, and that cold air just spills out to points even east of the Mississippi. And this is around September 11th, and this cool shot of air brings a powerful cold front here to the east and even the southeast, and we can expect some storms around September 11th or the 10th before this cold front and this cold air move in here. Okay, going to be moving in this direction, like a typical strong cold front during the fall. And it's going to be a strong cold front, and it's going to get cold. We're looking right now, late evening on the 11th into the 12th, September 12th, or sometime around that time frame, 11th, 13th. You're going to be waking up to some pretty cold temperatures here across Pennsylvania, especially northern Pennsylvania. Those are some purple values here with standard deviations below normal. This is statistics, folks. This is just a way of measuring how far we are from average for this time of year. Very chilly out here in Ohio, Indiana, and Illinois, and even northern Tennessee, as this cold air digs down pretty deep into September 12th. The cold air holds on in the Carolinas on the 12th, and then we start warming up again. But it's been remaining cool and chilly, especially up in the Northeast, including New England on September 13th. And look at this loading up of another shot of cold air here. Now, this is the GFS, and if we look at the European, it has the high here, but let's go with the temperature anomalies here. And it also had very cold air loading up again on the 13th of September. Okay? So it's agreeing with the GFS here. Once again, I'm going to switch back to our departure from average temperatures. There we go, right there. And now look at this shot of cold air all the way down into Texas. I mean, we got purple values over here, folks. This is September 14th. This is September 13th. This is just absolutely amazing for this time of year, how it's starting, the pattern's starting to load up, and how it's starting to unload on the central part of the United States. And I think that these cold shots make it all the way into the eastern half of the United States. I think the Carolinas are affected. I think the model is giving us a little bit of baloney here with the warm stuff. And I think it just gets cold all the way across the Northeast. This is the current pattern we've been in the last few years. Very cold again heading into the 15th and the 16th as well. And then just remaining colder than normal in the Northeast. Maybe a couple of spells where it warms up again before a cold front comes through. But then look at this cold air again on the 18th of September, just digging itself into the West United States. And that cold air just spills and dominates the central part of the country from North Dakota, South Dakota, all the way down into Texas. And what I think is going to happen is here comes another cold front, some more showers and storms here in the northeast, in the northeast, and also the southeast. As the front comes down here and stalls, there'll probably be the pattern from now through the 20th, later this month, there'll be some showers and storms down here as cold fronts stall against a warmer, humid air, and we have this really almost Arctic like air mass here in the central part of the United States coming around the 20th. I mean, this is just absolutely crazy. Switching back over to the European, excuse those pressure patterns, it has agreement there with the GFS, the American model, that it's going to be cold. It's the general trend you look for here in the long range. Not perfect, but look at this. Look at this cold air loading up here over northern Alaska and the Northwest Territories of Canada. Man, it is just going to be a cold, maybe even almost a winter-like September. I saw something else again here. Let's move it later into the month here. After the 20th, there we go right there. More cold comes through. Through the 22nd, looks like this cold remains entrenched. I wouldn't be surprised to see more snow here in Montana and Wyoming, maybe even northeastern Colorado, and especially out here in British Columbia in western Canada. I would not be surprised to see more snow. The pattern is loading up. It's getting cold, and it is only September. This really has my attention especially given the recent snows in Montana and Colorado, Idaho, Wyoming, and British Columbia, Alberta, Canada. So keep it right here to Charlotte Weather Ranger. I am meteorologist Mike Griffith. Click on the link in the description here below the video for a link to the Facebook page for Charlotte Weather Ranger. I am meteorologist Mike Griffith, and if I don't talk to you, have a great rest of your week, folks.